This is News You Can Use, the podcast 2021. I'm your boy, Charles Harper.
And I'm your girl, Damali Wilson.
How y'all been doing out there? We've been trying to take care of our business, stay cool, because it's been really, really hot in Tulsa, Oklahoma, y'all.
Yeah, it sucks. Totally sucks.
If you don't have nothing else, you better make sure you have your water. I
Right.
can tell you that right now. You be laid out on the sidewalk somewhere, and we don't want that.
That's what you don't want to do.
We don't need none of that, not at all. But we are so excited that you guys could join us on today. It's a beautiful day. Hopefully everything in your world is going well. Damali,
Yes,
how have you been?
I have been wonderful. A lot of work, busy weekend. I mean, a huge weekend at the 36th Street North Event Center. But hey, that's how we do it.
The goal is to give people something to do.
That's right.
Had a little comedy show.
Yeah.
Had a little masquerade. I didn't know who nobody was.
I know,
You know
right?
what I mean? I'm like,
And
who?
then if you do a mask, for the masquerade ball, and then a mask because of COVID, and it's like, dude, I don't even know who you are.
We don't know what's going on. So we just out here dancing with somebody.
Yes.
But it's all good. It was all good. It was all
Yes.
good.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we are super excited because one of our very own, you guys, if you watch our World One Development News You Can Use, you know that we always talk about Sweet Tea. She's always on the live watching us, and supporting us. And, so she actually has made her great escape and she's doing something else. So we're going to talk to her today about what she's got going on, and, our early beginnings and up until today, right?
Yeah, you know what? It's talking about the steps that you take to success. You know
Right.
what? We talking about dreams to reality. We talking about you got to have that secret sauce. But how does that come about? People assume that you go from just
Rags to
here,
riches,
rags. It don't really work like that.
Nope.
It's a process. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's something that you have to go through. It's a system,
Right.
things you have to put in play. But it's good to have a special guest that understands that can hopefully enlighten you to that process. Some of the stuff we had to do back in the back cave to get things going on. It goes down like that, but you know what? It's still black love, black excellence.
Right.
It's about working together. It's about being organized and being strategic, because guess what? At the end of the day, it's all about having resources and things available to the community.
That's right. This is Miss Tamora Henderson, AKA Sweet Tea.
There you go. There you go.
She's our girl, and so she's got some great stuff getting ready to happen, or that is happening, I should say. But we're going to talk about the beginning.
Okay,
So let's go back to the very beginning.
very beginning.
So in the beginning, when we started the 36th Street North Event Center, that's actually when you actually started working with us, right?
Correct.
Right. And so we started working together, and some of the things that we talked about, because one of the things that's really big for World One Development is that we try to coach, entrepreneurs up, And so one of the things that we used to talk about all the time was, and you probably got sick of us, when we would say, hey, get your business going, get registered with the Secretary of State and all that. I mean, we talked about that a lot, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when we talked about that, sometimes people, they don't know how to take that, but we were very intentional because we wanted everybody to, and to be able to offer that roadmap to success that Charles, alluded to. Because we wanted to be able to make sure that we're all marching to the same drum beat, and that we have that spirit, Black Wall Street, this is where we're from, this is what we do. And so we want to make sure that we're marching to that same drum beat and offering that same level of excellence as was displayed by our ancestors, right, Charles?
I look at it, a lot of times people have business ideas, but it's difficult to get it from an idea to something that's actually in motion. Sometimes that can be scary, but the beauty with us is we was already family.
That's right.
We all are entrepreneurs and all putting it together. But like Damali said, it's all about organizing your stuff in a way so that when the corporate people way at the top of the food chain come look at you, you ready. Here's
Yeah.
my logo, here's my website, here's my Facebook, here's this, here's that, the things that you need. And it's good to have a family member that you've been with for years, and you see us able to still collaborate and work together and doing all that. Because when I tell you, all them flyers that people used to see back in the day, see, I kept it on the low.
Sweet tea.
I couldn't hold it back forever, but I kept it on low for a little bit. Them candy tables with y'all pictures on them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? But at some time,
Right.
you understand, even working together, everything expands and it grows, because everything is about a legacy for you and your family as well.
Sure. So Tamora, tell people, kind of what it was like in the early days when we used to talk about, entrepreneurship, when we used to hound you about getting your business started and all that. Just, expound on that. What do you think about that, and how did that affect you now?
It was a lot of tears. I mean, I would go home and cry sometimes about it because I was too afraid to take that initial step. It was like Damali would say, "Did you get your business card? Did you get your name legal? Did you license your name?" And I was like, "What is she bothering me? Like, I told her I did this and I did that." It was a lot of tears, and mostly because I was just afraid to initially step out there, take that first step. When you go out and you do your own business, entrepreneurship or business-wise, it's like you're stepping out there alone, and wherever your foot step, you just got to be sure. And I mean, I cried. I cried because I really didn't understand. I seen them doing it and knew that they were doing it, and I was like, okay, they make it look so easy, but it ain't as easy as you think it is. So I was afraid. I really can say that I was afraid to take that step. So it was a lot of tears.
So Tamora, after 5 years of actually working with us at the 36th Street North Event Center and EduRec and everything else that we had going on, right? So you finally got the courage and decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do this, because I used to tell you all the time, right? You just got to jump out there. Either you're going to sink or you're going to swim, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you finally got the courage to go ahead and do that. And, one of the things that we talked about a lot, especially you and I, were about partnership. So how did partnership play a role in you deciding to go ahead and jump out there to do your own business?
Partnership has everything to do with it, because if it wasn't for partnership, you wouldn't be able to make, the steps. Collaboration is it. And I think thank you guys for the experience of the partnership, not just inside of the 36th Street North Event Center or EduRec or World War for Christ. I mean, because we did a lot of partnerships, the communication with people and being connected to people, that is the bridge that you need to get to the next step, because they're going to be maybe your customers, you know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that partnership is the foundation. I got to meet a lot of people through you all. I mean, a lot of people that I probably wouldn't even meet if I wasn't working at the 36th Street North Event Center. I probably would not have met those people. So that partnership was, the next step that I stepped on, because those were the people that was like cheering me on because they knew me. And so partnership is good. If I would have stepped out here and didn't have that partnership and those familiar faces, I probably would have been like running back the other direction saying, "Girl, you crazy." But partnership is the foundation of working together with one another, which is holding hands. I heard somebody say this weekend, when you hold hands, it makes a W. And that W can keep going. So I appreciate the partnership. Hands down, is the way to go, to partner up with someone.
Let me add to that, Tamora. People have to have passion for their vision. And the one thing from day one that I know I saw, and I know Damali saw as well, was your passion. You had a heart for people, and you had a passion for what you were doing. Even looking at little London running around with her little smile, with her little ponytail, you can see the passion, you can see the legacy forming in those things. So I just want to add to that, Damali, that I think is important.
Right.
You got to have a vision and all of that stuff. You got to get all your stuff together. But if you don't have a passion, because that passion is what's going to drive you through those tough times.
Absolutely.
When you do, or when you are fearful, your passion is what's going to push you past all of those different obstacles. So I just want to ask Tamora about just where did she get her passion from to be an entrepreneur? Where did she get her passion from to push through the fears and all of that? Because I think for the listening audience and somebody sitting at home right now thinking whether or not I'm nervous too, Tamora, I can relate with you, my sister.
Right.
But they need to know what you did, Tamora, to push through, and what was your passion for your ideal and your business.
Okay, so my passion, growing up, having to work for somebody else or living on welfare assistance
Yes.
or watching my mom be on welfare. I used to hate how they would come to the house and do his home visit, because I come up during that time where it was a home visit where they came out.
Right.
And I knew that I didn't want that for my life. You know, I wanted to dream big. And, you know, and watching you and Charles go after your dreams, that was like, okay, well, I need to step up my passion about. I mean, I had the passion, but it wasn't on fire. And sometimes it takes other people to light their fire when you sit back and watch, you know, the progress of other people who really have your best interests. So that passion was like rubbing off like fire, like I'm gonna catch the fire, you know? So that passion came for me, just, you know, wanting to make my dreams. I didn't want my dreams to just be something that was deep down buried. You know, you only get one life to live, and I didn't want to be that person in the graveyard that said, oh, she had a lot of dreams, she had a lot of visions, but she just didn't have the passion to do it. So that passion came for watching others make their dreams come true. And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna be just as passionate. I wanna run just like they're running.
I think that is a phenomenal answer. You know,
Absolutely.
sometimes the beauty of partnership, we talked about it, collaboration in relationships, is sometimes when you're in there, you watching somebody else, you know, like you sit out there by that swimming pool, you can swim, but
Yeah.
you're talking about jumping in the ocean now.
Right.
Now, there's sharks out there now,
Different. This is
you know,
different.
and the only difference between a dolphin and a shark is when they show their teeth.
Right.
And it could be too late.
Right.
But it was good to see that the passion you got starting out, what I heard is from your mom, and seeing what you guys went through, and you knew then, that's what really created the fire that I know that I wanted a little bit better. And then you just kept building on that from being around the right partners, you know, as you went on through life. And I think that was awesome. What about you, Damali?
You know what? It sounds like to me that you might be our first graduate from the World One Development Incubator, right? You know. So let's just go back. So in 2021, which was this year,
Yes.
you got your business set in stone with the Secretary of State after 5 years of me hounding you, right? You finally were able to get that done, and you made the decision to, you know, go ahead and just jump out into the ocean, which I'm so proud of you for doing that, because like you said, a lot of times people take their dreams and their ideas to the grave and they never get the opportunity to do that. So, you know, kudos to you for finally making that decision and making that choice to go ahead and just jump out there and do it, because, you know, you've always had the ability to do that. So one of the things that you're doing that I'm super excited about, and we're going to talk about, which really is the reason for you coming on the show, but we had to go do the backstory to bring you to the future, right?
Can I add one quick thing?
Sure.
Hey, this is when I knew it was on and popping, Damali. This is
Yes.
when I knew.
When
She
is
said,
that?
Charles, here's my invoice. Here's my invoice right here.
Yes,
This is the invoice I need you to pay right here. I
Yes.
got it. My accountant gonna take her. She gonna give you a call. I said, oh, baby, we on fire now. I said, we ready.
It's
but
on
that
and
was,
popping.
but
Yeah.
that was, now it was a big invoice to pay, because there was some good work that went forth.
Yes.
But knowing that the vision was coming to pass was
Right.
more heartfelt
Right.
and rewarding to see someone that you've been in the foxhole with take them steps, break out of there, got that S on her chest and start
Right.
going for. But that invoice,
Yeah.
I had to pay
That
it.
invoice will get you, boy. Invoice will get you.
I just wanted to add that. Go
Yes.
ahead with your question. I'm sorry.
So the reason actually for us actually doing this is because we're all about supporting entrepreneurs. And, you know, what would we be if, you know, we are not good mentors by actually, you know, we have a platform where we can share, you know, with all of our listeners and, you know, people around the world about things that are happening in our community and about entrepreneurs that are coming forth. So, you know, of course, our very first graduate from World One Development
See, there
Incubator
you go.
should be the first person on our podcast so that we can talk to her. But so going back to the partnership piece, you have partnered now with a group of young ladies to actually do something which I thought was big. So we're going to talk about that. Who did you partner with, and what is your latest project?
The name of the group that I'm with is called WOW, which is WHOW, which stands for Women Helping Other Women. It's an organization created by Krista Ifukoya, and it's so funny because we were in college together. Krista and I were in college, and she talked about how she had a paper that we had to write that she did, and her professor asked her, "Is this really a real business?" She's like, "No, it's just something that I just made up." And so she brought, that's then we talked about taking that passion and that fire that we talked about earlier. She took that when somebody just breathed on her an idea that she had, just breathed on her idea. And so it came to life, and it's called Women Helping Other Women. And what we do, we go around the community, we help other women that want to be entrepreneurs. We help women that want to start their own business, women that want just to be out in the community and to do something. And so we help them. And so what we just recently did that I am so happy about, which took a lot of courage and me crying again and saying, I can't do it. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And it's so funny because I actually came up with the idea. We were having one of our business calls, conference calls, and we were talking about what our next steps were, what we're going to do. And I said, you know what would really be nice, because we work with some dope individuals, because there are doctors in that group, there are lawyers in that group, people that own their own big companies. And I'm like, ooh, I'm just glad to be the little person at the feet, like a little, you know, hungry. Like, what do y'all do so I can get there? But they were doing great things. And so I said, what if we all got together and told our story? And we write a book about it. And guess what? It wasn't just something, some words that was just idly spoken into the atmosphere. Right. It actually grabbed the vision of the ladies, and they was like, I'm in. And so we produced or wrote, collaborated, co-authored the book called The Wow Factor.
Wow.
Love it.
Awesome. That is awesome. That is so awesome. The wow factor. I love it. So I understand that you guys are going to be having a book signing. So give us the information about the book signing, and then also let us know where we can pick up your book if we want to get a copy.
So the exciting thing is this Saturday, August the 14th, 2021. And you know what? We started this, we didn't start this book last year. We started it 6 months ago. And so we had to really just buckle down and write this book. So what you guys are reading is just women just putting their head down and writing for 6 months. And then now, August the 14th, we're going to be at the Downtown Central Library at 11 o'clock a.m. for our book release and signing. And if you haven't gotten a book, you can go to the WOW organization, which is on Facebook. And let me spell WOW for you. It's W-H-O-W, WOW, which stands for, again, Women Helping Other Women. Or you can go to my personal link. I mean, I just feel so, I guess I shouldn't be smiling so hard, but my personal link, which is www.wow, W-H-O-W, network.org, stands for, you know, the org, /book, B-O-O-K, / and then Tamora, T-A-M-O-R-A. You can find it there. And then one exciting thing, we made it to Amazon. You can actually go on Amazon and purchase the book. It's called The Wow Factor, W-H-O-W on Amazon.
Tamora, that is so amazing. I am so happy for you. And wow, I like how you spell that as well. And here's my final question. Because I just got to know. This is the year of the centennial. Mm-hmm. We in home of Black Wall Street here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what the survivors went through. Mm-hmm. We still have 3 of them that we know of that's right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've been trying to find a way to honor them. We've been trying to find a way to have that spirit of entrepreneurship, because you know what they was doing a century ago.
Right.
So how do you feel now? Because what I hear is you are an author. What I hear now is you no longer afraid and you out there with your business. How does it feel for you to make that step in a time like this, during the centennial of the race massacre here in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
It's a humbling experience, because there are great things going on with other great people. So to be able to have the opportunity to actually step out there to be the entrepreneur and an author at the same time is just like, it's unbelievable for me. It's an amazing experience. It makes me not want to take everything that I have and hide it on the bush. It makes me want to extend my hand to someone else and say, you know, if little old country girl Tamora from St. Louis, Missouri can do it, then you can do it too. It's really humbling. And it's amazing. Like I told somebody the other day, I didn't even realize that I was really an author during this time, because there's a lot of great things going on right here in Tulsa. Like you mentioned, the Centennial, a lot of stuff is going on, but I just feel elated, should I say, to be a part of the move. Yeah. That's what I feel just most grateful. And I told someone I didn't realize that I had really what I had done until I actually held the book in my hand. I mean, I talked about it, I laughed about it, I told people when that book came and I actually got to hold it and turn to the page and see my name is when I was like, okay, amongst all the greatness in the world that's going on in Tulsa with the Centennial, I have an opportunity to fall in line somewhere. I don't care if it was at the beginning, in the end, or halfway. I just feel so grateful to just be able to be among the great.
Tamora, that is a phenomenal answer. Thank you so much. Hey, like you said, be among the greats. Be among the greats. What you think about that, Amali?
I am just so excited for you. I'm so excited that you're doing, and now walking in and living in your passion. I'm excited to have been a part of your journey. So that you can get to where you're trying to go and, like you said, not be in the grave, not having completed your mission. So I totally am excited for you. I hope your book shoots straight to the top. And just don't forget about us when you get on up there. But the book I'm really waiting for is the book with all your spoken word and your poetry in it. That's the book I'm waiting for. Okay, so I just dropped that in your hat.
I second that motion.
Okay, so guys, don't forget that they're going to be doing a book signing, the Women of WOW. They're going to be doing a book signing at this downtown Central Library here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Did you say that one more time? Did you say the Women of WOW?
The Women of WOW.
Oh, it is. You know how when they said Mufasa? Okay. I'm focused.
So once again, the Women of WOW are going to be doing a book signing that's going to happen on August 14th at the downtown Tulsa Central Library. It's going to be at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time right here in Tulsa. In order to get more information, don't forget to keep watching us on newsyoucanuse.tv.
Yes.
And you can always catch us every Wednesday from 1 o'clock Central Standard Time to 2 o'clock Central Standard Time at KBOB 89.9 FM. We're also live streaming at www.kbob899.com. And of course, you can always hit us up on our Facebook page at News You Can Use.
Absolutely. So once again, thank you to our special guests. It has been an honor. We wish nothing but great success as you move forward. We feel good that we was here in this little incubator together. We're going to be working together, doing great things together.
Yes.
The future looks bright on both sides. So this has been 2021, and we will see you next time.
Peace.